should be live here on YouTube for the Sport Clips Help a Hero 200. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe. Alright, we got ourselves a fun race today. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I certainly am. Alright, just getting everything set up because I literally just got home from work, but we are set up and ready for this one. Alright, so they've just started pre-race. We are just chilling out here. Alright, so there we go. I'm just chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let me go ahead and get the, I also get these things shared on social media, so. There we go. Yeah, showing some highlights from the last couple of Darlington races, including the race that John Hunter Nemechek got absolutely demolished by Kyle Larson en route to the win. This race has been, this track has been a great one the last couple of years, and certainly, for the Xfinity Series cars. The Xfinity cars have also been one of the best, tracks to be on too. So there we go. Oh. It's not meant to do that. I just need to get the link. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. Alright, they're also doing Radioactive from one of the previous... this is Radioactive from last week, because that is the new number 8 font for the year, so... I say Radioactive. I'm actually kind of curious to see about this. Yep, you're getting wrecked inside. Teammate wrecked you. Yep. Yeah, that was the dumbest thing from last night. Or not last night, but last week's race. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Alright, so there we go. And again, I don't think Austin Hill necessarily deserved this win, but the fact, Alright, so there we go. We're getting set up here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so we got about 15 minutes till the command to start the engines. Alright, double check everything's set up. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Alright. And I thought you said you were going to be home by yourself, because I can definitely hear other people. We'll see, but yeah, and I say I can't make it worse. I can tell you that much. All right. So where's the TV that you're going to be watching off of? Is it the one completely on the other side of the room? So the one that I can kind of see if you when you stand up or whatever. Would it not be easier to try and set your phone up between yourself, like up on like whatever TV stand you have, to be able to? That way you can guarantee that the TV won't be in the shot, but you can still see the TV easily. Oh, okay. Well, because I was just trying to think of ways to try and make this easier. That way, it isn't completely on the other side of the room. All right. Well, all right. I'm gonna bring you on in, and all right. Again, I'm already live. I've been live for now 15 minutes at this point. Yeah, and we should be about 10 minutes away from the green flag. National anthem will be even before that, but yeah. All right, so yeah, I will try and get the sync up here to figure out exactly how far off our two streams are, so that we can be as close to linked up as we can be. Yes, that's what I mean. All right. So, can you? Oh man, they just took it away from me. I was gonna say if they can keep that countdown timer up, that'd be great, because that gives an actual number that I can try and sync up to. All right. So, what can you see on your TV? Okay. So I think ours are pretty close to synced up already. Okay, I just cut to Sheldon Creed and Just Nalgai are talking. Okay. Trying to again, I'm gonna need quicker reactions so that I can try and gauge exactly when like the scene does it cut. So let me know when it cuts to the blimp view. Okay, so you are ever so slightly ahead of me. Yeah, if you could pause yours real quick and then hit play. Again, only like a half second or so. So that we can get it perfectly synced up. There we go. I can't see your thing, so don't know exactly when you'll be perfectly synced up with me. But it again is only a half second or so that we're offset by. Like we're not offset by much. Okay. Again, I don't know what's on your screen, so I do. How about this? I'll take your camera off of here real quick so you can point it at your screen so I can get an exact idea as to what you're seeing. All right, I've hidden your camera so you're good to point it at the TV so I can get the exact sync down. Yep, no rush. Alright, I've got 4 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your time here. Again, we're still getting stuff set up because JPU is late getting home. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so again, I'll be going back and forth between. I can see your face. I don't know if that's in the direction of what you're trying to point it at, but. Alright, now I can see it. Alright, is that as far forward as you can go? Try going as far forward as you can. Like skipping back to live or whatever. Because, again, I don't think we were far off, so I think you might have paused a little long. No, I need you to jump to pres and then point your phone at the screen so I can see exactly what the furthest ahead point you can get to is. And then from there we can back up if need be. And I say because right now I'm seeing them talking in front of the 19 car of Christopher Bell. Okay, not sure if that's ahead or behind me. But yeah, I'm seeing Christopher Bell giving shout out to the car that's apparently a tribute to one of his mentors. All right. Yeah, so try and go as close to current as you can, and then hit play. As far to the right, yes, as far forward as you can. And if I'm a little bit ahead of you, I can back up too. It's just a matter of trying to get the two synchronized so that we're not more than maybe a millisecond or two ahead or behind of anybody. All right. So does your thing next to like where it says April 5th and the name of the show, does it say live and is it red or white? Okay, so that means that you're as far forward as you can. Now, if you can point the camera at the TV, I can try and synchronize ours. Figure out if. Okay, trying to figure out. Okay, so you are ahead, so the next time it does a big. Okay, pause. Yep. I'm waiting till I see that same image so that we can get synced back up. But it's hard when I can't keep seeing when I can't see your screen consistently. Okay, there we go. Okay, try going back to current because I thought you were further ahead, but again, I'm trying to figure this out and I only have a few glimpses at your TV to try and figure out where you're at. But just be ready to hit play, both pause and play when I tell you, so that we can try and get this synced up. Because again, a half second is a fairly big difference. So try going back to as far forward as you can and then hitting play. Yeah, just go as far forward as you can and then hit play. Oh, and then I'll try and figure this out from here. There's Taylor Gray getting ready for getting into his car. Okay, well, yeah, hit the up arrow and you'll be able to see if that red box I had live in it shows as white now. Then yes, you're right. You're not as far forward as you could be. So are you now? So are you now as far forward as you can be? Okay, and you can see the planes on the track. Weird, because I'm at an advertisement, so and we should get our ads at the same time because we're on the same platform. Yeah, you're gonna need to be able to hold the remote ready to pause or play as you're pointing the camera at the TV so that I can see what you're seeing. Yeah, I can see about half the screen. Okay.
Good for right now. I'm not on the screen, right?
No, I have your thing hidden right now.
Okay, ready?
All right. Are you? So you're still at a commercial break then?
Yep.
And you're as far forward as you can be?
Let me double check.
Nope, you aren't, because I can see the little box that says live, and I can see it's a white box, not a red box.
Alright. So, if I could. How about?
Oh wow, Austin Hill only led the final lap at Martinsville. That was the only lap he led all day.
How about now?
Alright, well, I can't see anything right now. I think you've got the camera, the phone camera down. Yep, on a. Alright. So again, hold as far to the right and hit play so that it will actually be playing. Because again, it should be some sort of highlight from last week's Martinsville race that they're showing,
Nope.
or
So
or they should be. They also just cut back to the track, so mine. So, but again, just look for that little red live button and make sure that it's actually red and not white. Right now, I'm seeing a crowd shot of the entire of the stand, so you should be seeing something similar. Now I'm seeing the person getting ready to give the command to start the engines.
Are you seeing them showing the crowd right now?
No, I said I'm seeing them give the command to start the engines.
Okay. So.
But again, if I can just see the screen, I can tell you if I'm ahead or behind you. Okay, so I'm ahead of you. Okay, so I'm the one that needs to pause, not you. So if I can just see your screen so I can know when I need to unpause mine. And they just went to a commercial break, so we'll have to do that after the commercials, because our commercials aren't guaranteed to be the same.
Yep.
But yeah, so these are the kinds of things we could have gotten worked out earlier if you had been home.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, well, I guess while we're doing that, I can at least get the actual leaderboard and stuff going.
Yeah, and you might tell them what we're working on.
At this point, JP, I'm just trying to get it to a point where it works.
Oh, okay.
Because again, at this point, it's a disaster. Just hoping to get it somewhat decent.
Do you want to work on this and maybe do one next week?
No, because we've already started on it, JP.
Okay.
The synchronization is going to be something we're going to have to get through every time we do one together.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to be something that's a one-time fix where we sync them up one time and they're permanently synced.
While we're waiting on the commercial and stuff, what do you think of the CW's new way of scoring things?
What new way of scoring things? Because again, I'm also trying to get the overlay stuff done too for the actual leaderboard.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what you're talking about specifically.
With how they show the fastest lap with that clock.
I mean, I like the fact that they're giving a point to the driver who gets the fastest lap. I've always kind of been a fan of things that give additional points to drivers who are actually trying, and gives incentive to guys who might not be in contention for the win, to avoid giving any kind of benefits to potentially trying to intentionally race worse to give your teammate an edge.
All right, here we go. The cars are rolling on my screen.
Yeah, I saw them rolling too, so. Alright, so, yeah, if you can point the camera at your screen so I can pause and get mine synced up with yours. And he's gone. Are you kidding me? Hey Wayne, how's it going? Yeah, sorry about the delay again. Oh, there we go. JP, you there?
Yep.
Alright. So. Alright, I've got mine. Actually, I'm gonna get mine to a good spot to try and sync it up.
There's someone
Yep, I can see what they're showing. And I'm a bit ahead of you, so. But again, I'm gonna need to be able to still see the screen, because I'm the only one that has a camera on my TV to be able to keep an eye on it. All right.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so they come up, give it a push, and it should cut to him on track. Again, you don't need to touch anything. I just need to be able to see the thing. All right, there we go. Ours should be synced up now. All right,
we're good.
So, yeah, you're good to go ahead and get it set back up, however you need it for the for actually watching the race, or for being able to see the race.
All right.
547. Yep. Yeah, don't worry, I haven't unhidden your your camera yet, so they can't see your thing yet anyway. What? Okay. All right. Yeah, I was busy playing around with the boards, trying to get everything. I might actually be able to get more than just the normal top 10 that I do. So. Alright, there we go. Alright, so the people can see you and they can now hear you as well, JP. Welcome on in.
Yeah.
81 degrees. Man, I wish it was that warm here. Hottest Darlington race or hottest April 5th in Darlington in 100 years.
How warm is it there?
82 degrees.
Where you at?
No, at the track.
Uh-oh.
I said I wish it was that warm here. All right, and here we go. They're about to drop the green flag. So here we go. Coming to the restart zone, and it will be green flag is out, and we are racing here at Darlington. Christopher Bell had the pole position, and he is away with the lead. Looks like Brandon Jones in second will filter into the second position as we get ready to go.
Yep. Down the back straightaway, it looks like the 19 of
Christopher Bell
pulling away. Maybe about 5-6 call-ins right now with the Curry and hot pursuit. So
yeah, here comes the 7. The 7 trying to get a build-up run here on car number 41 for the 4th position. as the 7 of Allgaier trying to close in on not quite Kurt Busch, although it looks a lot like Kurt Busch's 2017 Daytona 500 win car. But that is actually Sam Mayer driving the 41 for Haas factory team here. But Justin Allgaier on the 7, looking to try and find a way around him. And yep, there's that throwback to the Daytona 500 win car.
Yeah.
I think it would have been funny if they actually recreated it with all the damage that it got in that race. That would have been really funny if they started the race like that.
Yeah, it would have. Now here comes the 2 on the 17. Jesse Love inside the 17 of my favorite driver this week, Chase Elliott. I believe isn't Chase Elliott in the 17 this week?
Yep. So yeah, Chase Elliott making his way through the field, passing up Jesse Love there, going back to the going back to the lead of the race. Bell has continued to stretch that gap, now nearly a half second between himself and the 20 car. 20 diving up the inside, trying to make some kind of run. But I think Christopher Bell on that out, kind of right in the rim. I mean, that is the fast way around Darlington. So I think you'd be hard pressed to say that that's going to be the faster way.
Yeah, definitely. Here comes the cutting again. Oh, they get cut to the cutting 7, cutting 5 cars.
Yep, the two Burtons, as Jeb Burton just put Harrison Burton in the fence, cousins there on the in the 27 and 25 cars there, both of them running throwbacks to their fathers, who were both drivers in the Cup Series for a decent chunk of their careers.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Ooh, it does look like.
Yeah, Jeb did just kind of shove his, I was about to say brother, his cousin up into the fence there.
Yeah.
Alright, so there we go.
I'd like for 41 of that Bush throwback thing to get 54 of Tanner Gray.
Yeah, Sam Mayer driving that, the Kurt Busch throwback going by the 54. Kind of bummed we didn't get a cool 54 throwback. The 54 could have had some really good ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far though, Christopher Bell with the best run easily. That was actually my pre-race question that I put in the chat was, which of the double-duty drivers do you think will have the best run today? And Christopher Bell, by 55% of the vote, was able to win that one. As we got Allgaier now, is Taylor Gray having some kind of issue with the car? As he is starting to get, he's now under attack by Justin Allgaier after Sam Mayer went by him a moment ago.
And with 10 laps in.
Yep, 10 laps down. And again, just the 7 continuing to make these runs, going way low on the track. And the weird thing is Taylor Gray has the fastest single lap of the day. And here we go, crossover move for the 54 Taylor Gray. Allgaier is still able to lead him at the line, though, which is going to make this one a little tough.
They're bringing the 17 of Elliott into it.
Yeah, the 17 well, the 17 of Elliott's still 2 cars back. The next car to catch them will be the 16 of Christian Eckes, actually. Yeah, Chase Elliott's a little further back there. And then behind him is a driver we both know fairly well, Carson Kvapil.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then Jesse Love and Sheldon Creed round out our top 10. Ironic because Sheldon Creed actually was in the 2 car up until last year when Jesse Love took it over. Showing a replay of the start of this race, and again, just the sheer speed at the top of the racetrack there for the 19 of Bell. It's going to make for an interesting conversation when we start getting around to the topic of where do you want to be on restarts, because when it comes to restarts, you're going to want to be in an optimal position.
Yeah.
So do you give up potentially a row or two to choose the outside second row? Or
Maybe.
do you choose inside lane just because you get to be a lane further forward?
I know it's target to say what they might do.
Yep.
What would you, Ryan, if it was you?
I mean, again, it would depend on how many rows I have to give up. If I have to give up just 1 row, and it isn't the front row, like if I can't get the front row inside position, and I'm only giving up 1 row, I'm probably taking the outside lane. I probably wouldn't give up the opportunity to start inside front row, and I probably wouldn't give up more than about 2 or 3 rows of distance further forward just to be in the top lane, because we are seeing people being able to make moves down low. So it's not like you can't make something happen down there, but I do think there's a little bit of benefit to the top. So that would at least be my strategy for this track. So there we go. Alright, so we're still at a side-by-side commercial here. We got the 10 of Daniel Dye throwing it back to the late Adam Petty there with the super colorful car.
Mm-hmm.
So Daniel Dye, it's like getting to see a couple of the really cool throwbacks there all in one shot, because the Nesquik throwback car was also in there. So here we go. Here comes Sheldon Creed going to be trying to make the pass on Carson Kvapil here.
Carson Kvapil was not in a throwback scheme this week.
I don't know which Carson Kvapil car you're looking at, but that is absolutely a throwback scheme. And say if you squint your eyes just a little bit, it basically looks like Jamie McMurray's 2010 Daytona 500 win car.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Well, it's actually a pretty good throwback, certainly compared to what Chase Elliott's running tomorrow. Although at least he gets to run a fairly accurate throwback car today. Because today he's doing the same throwback that Larson does almost every week, except for this week. But yeah, here we go. Sheldon Creed looking to the inside, and Carson Kvapil's about to have another driver looking underneath him as well. Looks like the 48 of Nick Sanchez has made his way up to the back bumper of Kvapil.
Yep.
There he goes. To the bottom goes Sanchez, and Kvapil drops outside the top 10.
And as they come back from the side-by-side break, sorry about that, folks. They are showing the 2 wheelers. The lead was kind of close right now. One slip up and Jones will be right underneath the 19.
Yeah, and I think Jones is just waiting to see if the 19 will hit the wall on his own, or if he needs to shove the 19 into the fence to get by him.
Yeah, but being how they're both from the same organization, Jones might get a point to later if it comes down to the end of the stage.
Well, here we go. Looking up the inside goes the 20. He's looking to the bottom here on the 19. Let's see. Does he give his teammate room off the corner? Yep, plenty of room off the corner. Now down back into turn number 1 here, though. Brandon Jones up the inside. Yeah, Christopher Bell on the outside. Ooh, Owens gets really loose and not able to complete that move, and he's now going to be under attack from Justin Allgaier. So Taylor Gray still has the fastest lap led of the day, despite having basically fallen off a cliff since his fast lap. There we go. Justin Allgaier takes that pass on the 20. The 20 looking for the crossover move and not going to be able to complete it.
Move. Yeah.
And caution flies. Yellow flag, and it is Chris right in the 5 who has some damage here, and that is unfortunate.
Yes, very unfortunate for that 5. Chris White, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, he's had one of the higher crash rates all season. I mean, he was the same car that couldn't seem to figure out how to use the brake pedal at Daytona. Did you teach him that one, by the way, JP? Because I know that's kind of a specialty of yours. The not using the brake pedal into the pits.
That's botched. This is real life.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say he wasn't using an Xbox controller to drive that day?
Yeah. Well, it looks like guys are getting ready for the first pit stop of the day.
Yeah, with how quickly this place chews up tires. Yeah, it makes sense that they would be going to pit road. They'll be coming to pit road pretty much every chance they get.
Yeah. But we gotta remember Xfinity has the tire limit rule.
Well, Cup has a tire limit rule too. It's just not as big as the Cup. You just has more tires available each week.
So, whoa, what happened to the number 11?
My guess is that is the other end of what happened to the 5 car.
Yeah, I would bet you're right on that one. As the 11 comes to stop, the pull away the finger and send them back out.
Yep. So there we go. And today's race fit driver they're going to be following in terms of the fitness of each driver is going to be Carson Quaffle. And wow, I didn't realize how small he is. He's only 5'9".
5'9".
Yeah, 5'9". Wow.
Yeah, guys.
170 pounds. Again, he's a really small guy, which is just a little surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and then, yep, they're talking about that throwback to the Jamie McMurray car.
Yeah.
Alright, so there we go. And here comes Harrison Burton down pit road.
Harrison Burton coming down pit road.
Pit road open, or did And did just nobody choose to come down pit road? I thought more people were going to come. But
Yeah,
looks like Harrison Burton might be the only one coming down pit road out of the 11th position.
yeah, but I thought I saw more 4 tires on the wall, but you know, we're not gonna.
Some of those drivers could, some of those teams could be trying to play games as well by getting getting all the tires set up to make other teams think that they're coming.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Okay, pretty wise of them.
alright, there we go. So it is only a 45 lap first stage, so actually both stages are only 45 laps, so theoretically they could make it on to the end of each stage on one set of tires, but those tires are going to be worn out come the end of it, so I guess Harrison Burton will be a good litmus test to see how far 4 tires can carry you through this field.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Christopher Bell has led every lap, but if Burton's able to race his way through the field and potentially get all the way up into the top 10 or possibly even take the lead away from Bell for a bit, I mean, it might change some of these teams' ideas as to whether or not they take tires if we have the same type of situation in stage 2 or even nearing the end of the race. Although I think nearing the end of the race and they end up in this situation, I think they do take tires because I think that at that point they realize that there really isn't much time left to use them. Alright, so JP, what do you think we'll see on this restart here?
It's hard to tell. It's going to be a first restart of the day. I think we'll see the tires come through even faster than what we're thinking. I don't think it was wise for those cars that stay out to stay out, but we'll see what. Because Darlington's always been known for fresh tires all the time, but like I was saying earlier, Darlington and the NASCAR Xfinity Series, they have to watch how many times they put the tires on. Otherwise, they will be out of tires. And it looks like maybe the 5 might be out of this thing.
It didn't look like he had that much damage on his car, but yeah, hard to tell.
Hello, new front row. Olga, Bill, on the front row, coming to the what used to be known as the Geico Whiskey Zone.
Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are back to racing. And let's see. Can Justin Allgaier, he is able to take the lead from the bottom lane. Possibly continuing to, again, assert that, hey, maybe if you take the bottom lane, you can get the a bit of an edge, and Allgaier absolutely flying from the starting block here.
Here's the 54 on his teammate of Jones. Side by side again, Nixon crash loses the spot. Might lose two to the two cars.
Yep.
The 48 and the 9 made some contact.
All right.
32 laps in.
Yeah, 32 down. No, we got a little under 15 to go here. As Brennanpoole looking to the bottom of the racetrack, he is one of those. He is one of the drivers in the Dash for Cash this week, as he will be racing alongside Harrison Burton, Kyle, or sorry, not Harrison Burton, sorry. But he'll be racing alongside the other drivers from the top 5 last week in the Dash for Cash. Weird that they don't have the drivers listed for the Dash for Cash. I thought that the Dash for Cash continued this week.
The Dash for Cash goes next week at Bristol.
Yeah, but why would they just take this week off randomly? I mean,
I heard they didn't want to spoil the throwback weekend.
okay.
Was the reason. And now they're showing free ride, the 28, the 17 and the 9. Now they're 2x2 again. Watch Cascade on Case Elliott and the June Motorsports number 9.
That's not the Junior Motorsports number 9, is it?
Yeah. What was on the screen, now they cut to the 44. Battle for Ferguson up front. With Gil.
I thought that was a different team this year that had the 9 car. And they're just using the same font that Junior Motorsports used to use.
Nope. Okay, I know of. Here's the 19 back on the 20 for Ferguson.
Alright, so we go. Alright, let me look up to see who the number, what team the number 9 is, because I did not think it was the,
I might say it's the old school caller this year for Gilman Motorsports. Serves me right. But you go ahead and look that up and I'll keep talking. There's a Oh, what is happening to the 41? It gets lost two positions there.
Oh, yeah, it
Now,
is Junior Motorsports. Okay, I thought it was run by a different team this year, and just happened to have some Chevy drivers in it. I
we
know,
got
especially Ross Chastain has been one driver who has shipped himself around to a couple of different Chevy teams over the years. Teams like DGM Racing, even um, when the Junior Motorsports All Star team was up there. But yeah, here comes Harrison Burton on those fresh tires. 6 laps to go.
I told you.
Well, now I guess the other thing is, does choosing tires here come back to bite Burton by him running out later? Because he has definitely come flying through the field, but he could come crashing back down almost as quickly as he made it through.
6 laps to go in the stage. Now 5.
Yep, 5 laps to go. Kyle Sieg, Brennanpoole also making their way up through. I'm curious if maybe a couple of them came for tires on that last set of stops. Yes, Kyle Sieg, Brennanpoole, and Anthony Alfredo all stopped for tires on that last round of pit stops. There were a couple of them that came. So, say a couple of them all coming for tires, and they're all looking very fast here. Again, Kyle Sieg, Brennanpoole potentially using that. Now he would be the highest of the Dash for Cash drivers if they were doing it, but apparently they're not doing it this week.
Here comes the 45. Trying to make a move on our good buddy there, Carson Koffel.
Yeah, and then here we go. Kyle Sieg versus Brennanpoole. A pair of drivers on those fresh tires making a battle out of this one. Yeah, battling it out for the third position here. Brennanpoole on the high side looking like he's got the edge, though, over Kyle Sieg. And JP, do you know who that 28 car is a throwback to?
Yes, sir.
All right, who is it?
That would be, what's his face? Not Bill Elliott. Ricky Wagg.
Yep, and here we go. The 41 of Sam Mayer into the fences. We got 1 lap to go here in the stage. Harrison Burton with a big lead. Can he hold on for the stage win? But yeah, a massive scrape with the fence for Sam Mayer right there. As here we go, off the final corner, Harrison Burton wins this one handily. Second place will go to Allgaier, Brennanpoole, Kyle Sieg, and Anthony Alfredo. So Allgaier, the only driver on old tires to finish inside the top 5 for the end of the stage. Balicki, the other driver who pit for tires to finish inside the top 10.
Now what do? You come down, take 4 tires, and
I mean, I don't really see a world where you don't take tires here. I think everybody in the entire field basically has to take them. Because I mean, even those drivers who ran about 20 laps on that set of tires, I mean, you basically used up almost any good in those Goodyear tires in order to run up through the field like that.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna have a much harder time. Now the real question is, after Allgaier went and ran past Christopher Bell on that restart, does that change your mind about potentially how you do the restart again? I said I wouldn't give up that front row, and I think that front row inside spot might even be a decision for the leader. Do you take top or bottom lane if you're the leader?
You take bottom.
All right, well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Guess we will. How many people do we have hanging out in chat listening to us talk?
Let's see. We've got 5 people hanging out in chat. See, I've just been messing around with the overlay, trying to get the get the picture as clear as possible for all the people watching on the stream. So, but yeah, it's now down to only about 50% of people think that Christopher Bell is going to have the best run of the of the double duty drivers. The other drivers who are doing double duty this weekend, by the way, is Chase Elliott, Austin Hill, and Ross Chastain are the other 3 drivers running in both races this weekend. And so far, I mean, Bell led a decent portion of the early part of the race, and Ross Chastain is in the top 10 now, so yeah, I think the fact that nobody's picked Chastain as a potential driver with the best run today, I think is a little bit curious there.
Yeah. I mean, tomorrow's race is going to be rather interesting.
Yeah, that it definitely will be. And say, who are you thinking about for your fantasy lineup tomorrow, JP?
For the lockdown, we do random picks, so
yeah, I was not a fan of the random pick thing. I don't mind the random pick thing to try and fill it in so that people who don't get a chance to pick because they were not around when they did the thing. But yeah. Hey, Javon, how's it going? I'm new to NASCAR. I'm guest mostly. Yeah. I mean, again, the poll thing is kind of just a for fun thing. To highlight who we'll be seeing in tomorrow's races as well. Some of the drivers that are running in both events. So, yep. But yeah, that's going to be one of those things to keep an eye on. But yeah, man, Allgaier barely holding off Brennanpoole there.
Yep.
I'm going to say an inch or two.
Here they come down pit road. The progressive pit road.
Yep, and as I say, we see Allgaier hit his pit box first. Let's see. I'm curious to see if they've gotten their clocks right to where it'll actually stop. Nope. As I say, the time runs like 5 extra seconds after the driver's already left the pit box. But yeah, 15.8 there for Allgaier, 16.1 for Brennanpoole. Harrison Burton's still sitting in his pit box. His pit box is a little bit further down there.
Oh,
that's cool. And props on getting my name right. Most people struggle on it. Yep. I just basically I think there's a couple NFL players with similar names, so I basically just pronounced it the way I've heard similar looking names. But yeah, 2 tires for Brandon Jones. Jumps out to the lead here on pit road. There we go.
That's a gamble.
That it is a gamble, but a gamble that might work out.
I can't believe I fell asleep during the last podcast.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, it was named after Cures. I find a few people who remember him who aren't Titans fans yet. Well, I'm certainly not a Titan fan, but as a Colts fan, I heard that name plenty throughout the years, so yeah. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys enjoy JP, he has his own YouTube channel. JP, if you want to go ahead and plug your channel real quick while they're getting ready to come back from commercial break.
Yeah, it's JP's Full Throttle. Check me out over there. There's going to be some big time interviews by big names in motorsports. I have planned. Can't say myself for that. Got some big plans over there, and please come join us.
Yeah, and in that same kind of vein, I also have been doing some videos here on YouTube. I've been doing these streams for a couple of years. And I also just the other day got the chance to sit down and talk with Truck Series driver Stephen Malazzi. So that full interview is up on the channel. If you guys want to check that out as well after you guys get done watching this. So yeah, he was a really cool guy. I got the chance to talk with him earlier this week, and finally got around to editing and posting the interview. So. Also, because I wasn't sure if JP was actually going to show up, I didn't think to get his link in the description, but it will be in there shortly. So there we go. All right, yeah, glad to have you here. So yeah, again, we both do motorsports commentary, and JP usually gets more of the interviews. I usually struggle to get. I would love to get more of them, but. Yeah, so JP's link is now the top link in the description. So if you guys refresh your streams, it'll be there. So there we go.
So as they come back from commercial, if you're all guy here, do you wait for Jones to spin his tires, or do you take a chance of jumping the restart a little bit and hoping you don't get in trouble by NASCAR?
So yeah, you definitely want to play within the rules here for this one, especially on a restart here. I don't think you want to give up a ton of track position, especially when you've got a chance on brand new tires. I think you absolutely. I mean, you want to try and keep an eye on the other driver to make sure that you don't miss the restart by much. It's going to be very much a reaction time game, but You don't want to be too late on the pedal, otherwise you'll lose 3-4 spots.
And if you're young, did you clean off the tires enough?
Yeah, to get those 2 tires working again. And this is another situation where if I know the guy starting on the outside lane is on 2 tires, I'm probably more inclined to pick the inside lane because I'm worried about the potential of him spinning the tires just a little bit. Not to mention he might check up and slow up the top line there.
Here we go. Stage 2. Now underway.
Yep, green flag is out, and we are already, wow, we burned up 8 laps due to that caution flag to end the stage. I mean, that's one of those things that I kind of wish that maybe if we either didn't have the guaranteed caution to end the stages, or if they just didn't count the laps under caution for the stage yellows specifically. That way we aren't starting stage 2 with 9 laps already run off the clock in stage 2.
Yeah. Here comes the 9 on the Cunny. Wascott game. Big gun.
But yeah, here we go. Harrison Burton looking to the bottom here, trying to see if he can maybe at least utilize some of the track position and the fresh tires as he got that inside line definitely seeming to be the more effective one, especially over the 2 tires in the top line, being a really tough place to start this thing around.
Yeah.
I mean, it is not easy to restart on 2 tires, and especially when you've got someone on when you're the only person to attempt the 2 tire strategy. If you have a couple of people try it with you, you might have better success. Also, is it just me or is the 8 car not running a throwback? Because that feels like one of those drivers that should be basically contractually obligated to do a throwback, considering he's got the number 8 with the I say brand new, the classic number 8 font finally being returned to Dale Jr. late last year when his stepmother's trademark of the number 8 finally expired.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's a car that absolutely should have done a throwback if they didn't already, and it doesn't necessarily look super memorable as a throwback. I think they do have Dale Sr. on the side of it, so at least they're honoring him with it, but again, the paint scheme itself didn't look overly familiar. Speaking of drivers not doing a throwback, here comes Austin Hill. First time we've mentioned his name today. It feels like he's been completely anonymous all day long.
Yep, here comes.
Versus Ross Chastain looking up the inside. What's Ross Chastain's throwback supposed to be too, or is that just a regular paint scheme?
I think that's just a regular paint scheme.
Because it kind of reminds me of the freeway insurance car that his Cup Series teammate Daniel Suarez won the 3-wide photo finish in 1 year ago at Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be a coincidence, but it does look a fair amount like that car that, again, his Trackhouse Racing teammate won in last year at the Cup level. So 15 laps now. We're already a third of the way through this first stage, or through the second stage, I mean. But here comes Chastain going to try and see if he can make something happen here. He's gained 6 spots since the restart. Making some big moves there. Also, JP, just letting you know, when you lean back like that, we can see your TV, and we're not supposed to be able to because copyright and stuff.
Oh. You didn't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I only just looked over at your camera to see you laying back because I've been up reading the chat and looking at my TV where I can actually see the race going on. Alright, so some contact with the fence. Didn't get a chance to see which car that was, but yeah, someone with some decent contact with the fence there. Harrison Burton, after stealing that first stage, he's drifted his way back to the 5th position. Seems like maybe that car didn't quite have the speed in it that we thought it did.
Oh. Right, but we got Epson on pit road.
Yeah, we got the 27 to Jeb Burton. I'm curious if he might have had a loose wheel, considering this is way too early for some sort of pit strategy. Unless, I don't know. I don't think there's any sort of math that makes this a real pit strategy. Must have been a wheel loose.
Yeah, and the 9 and the 7 on your 2 right now.
Yeah, so the 7 of Allgaier, the defending champion, he always seems to have some pretty decent throwbacks. I don't, right off the top of my head, recognize this one. But, yeah, he's had some really good throwbacks in recent years. And, yeah,
Cut down.
Yeah,
The 17.
that was a replay showing what happened, and it looks like maybe the 27 was worried that maybe he had a tire rubber, a cut tire, and oh no. No. It's snowing here. Come on. It's April. It should not be snowing outside my window. It's still April.
I thought you was like, no, we got coffee lagging.
No, not that I'm aware of yet. But no, I could just barely see through between my two monitors. I can see the snow starting to fall outside my window. But yeah, Taylor Gray way up the track. I don't know what it is. Something seems like it's off with his car. Does he still have the fastest lap led of the or the fastest lap of the day, or did somebody else manage to snag the fastest lap award?
Let's see.
I don't see a little clock next to his name, so I'm curious if maybe he lost the fastest lap award here.
He might have, because I don't see.
Or do they just not have it on the side by side graphic while they have a commercial going on in the screen?
Yeah.
It seemed like a weird admission, but the only drivers I would imagine that would have taken it would have been Christopher Bell or his other teammate, Brandon Jones, because those two cars have been fast. Or maybe Allgaier, but again, none of them have the icon next to them either, so I'm guessing maybe they just don't show the fastest lap award during the commercial break, which seems a little weird.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah, here we go. Lap 69, working 69 out of 470, or out of 147 today. Glad we're not going 400 laps today. That would be a long race. That'd be more than 500 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm hoping that for next week with the lap down picks, I'm hoping we'll go back to where the people who missed the podcast can still make a pick, or at least get an opportunity to make a pick before their pick gets assigned to them.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it's less fun when half to 75% of the people have their pick assigned to them. So, all right. So again, right now, Allgaier, yeah, still leads here by about a second and a half over Ross Chastain. Seems like Chastain's car is starting to run out of steam just a little bit here. Christopher Bell, say after getting the three-peat in Cup, I'm kind of surprised that Bell isn't higher up in NASCAR Cup Series points at the moment.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see. Let's say Brandon Jones. Oh, was that the 7 just scraping the fence? 7 might have just scraped the wall just a little bit. There we go,
Yeah.
71 laps down here at Darlington Raceway as the 7 just completes a lap. It doesn't seem, whatever it was, it doesn't seem to have hurt his speed at all as he's now over 2 full seconds ahead of Ross Chastain. And fastest lap award is still Taylor Gray. So, yep, they just don't show it during the commercial break, which is weird. But yeah, so Taylor Gray does still have the fastest lap of the day award. I'm curious if he'll just hold it the rest of the day because everybody's equipment is just kind of getting gradually worn down throughout the day.
Yeah. 28 laps.
Yeah, we're coming up on 15 to go here as Brandon Jones doing a throwback to 2013 Matt Kenseth when he went on an absolute tear his first year away from Roush. Which, that is one weird thing that Roush has had a history of having drivers have a really good year their first year away from the team. 2013 Matt Kenseth, 2015 Carl Edwards. Seems like drivers in their first year away from the team usually have a pretty good year. I think Stenhouse won the pole for JTG Doherty in his first year away from Roush at the Daytona 500, so...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that doesn't continue for Roush nowadays, because I think Roush nowadays is a very different team than Roush in the from 2015 to 20 or from really 2010 to 2020. That version of Roush was a very different version of Roush than the Roush Fenway Keselowski team we know today.
You bring up a good point, and that point is I am currently looking up with the NASCAR Hall of Fame to get a Hall of Fame on. So.
Alright. Yeah, I'd love to have any of those opportunities, but nope. Although I will say I am looking forward to about a month out heading up to as I will be missing the NASCAR race for the trucks for a pretty special trip that I've got coming up. Okay, so Christopher Bell's Christopher Bell's throwback is to one of his old sprint cars. That he, I believe he, that's his car that he used to drive, the number 0 car.
Oh, yeah. And we go by the gate all the sun. Transfer over the Ford. Do we have an issue?
No, they're gonna go ahead and talk about the 1991 win of Ernie Irvins at the Daytona 500 driving the Kodak car. They're going through all the throwbacks right now. They just talked about Christopher Bell's, even though Christopher Bell's not doing much of anything. Now we're gonna go ahead and get a segment here, probably on the 16th throwback. Either that or they actually flipped to Christian Eckes because he was actually doing something as he passed as he took the second spot away from Ross Chastain. But
Yeah.
usually I would say that Fox isn't that on the ball, but then I remember, nope, we're actually with the CW, and they actually care when it comes to decent camera angles. So their camera angles are actually pretty good this year. And yeah, the 16 looks like he might actually have some speed that he might be able to challenge Allgaier for it. Chastain just did not look like he really had much pace compared to the 7 of Allgaier. At least not on the short run, but maybe, again, Eckes will be able to reel him back in since Allgaier stretched himself out to a 4-second lead at this point.
We're on lap 81 of 147.
Yep. And we're coming up on, I say we got less than 10 laps to go here in this second stage of the day.
Oh, Chris Elliott making a move on the 44. He is clear.
Yeah, and Greg Van Alst on the inside there, getting past. So, a little bit of a precarious situation there, but here we go. Carson Kvapil versus Christopher Bell dueling it out for a position here. Again, it feels weird that Christopher Bell feels like he just is kind of really hasn't had the same kind of speed since he lost that lead. So he had a really good car in qualifying, but seems like the Toyotas really haven't had the race pace. I mean, Jones has hung around inside the top 5 for a bit, and Bell is still in the top 10, but none of the 3 cars feel like they've stuck very well. I mean, Taylor Gray all the way back, he's almost in 15th place here. One thing I kind of wish that the NASCAR.com would add is a position where you can see like tires remaining would be a nice statistic to be able to see.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I think sets of tires remaining would be more effective than the position plus minus, or at the very least, it'd be a good one to be able to. Because they used to have it where you could actually customize which metrics you did and didn't see, which was great for someone like me who has specific data I would like to see. Like, I don't care a whole lot about average running position. I mean, it's a fun stat to look at, but stuff like that, or more specifically, position gained or lost since the restart. Now that we're nearly 40 laps into this run, the positions gained and lost since the restart doesn't really make a big difference for me.
Yep. 5 laps to go, and here comes the 48, 21.
Yeah, and the 48 doing a throwback to the Bobby Unser Indy 500 win back in 1975. And so I always find it funny to see IndyCar throwbacks on these NASCAR stock cars. I think it's a cool way to try and keep the two sports connected a little bit, because in the world of American motorsports, I think being the more and more crossover you can do is better. And by crossover, I do not mean airing the races at the exact same time. Can we please not have NASCAR starting at 3 and IndyCar starting at 3:30, or vice versa, please? Because that was really annoying for the Thermal Club race that they did, because they had NASCAR on. They had the Thermal Club at 3:30 or at 3 o'clock, and NASCAR at Homestead at 3:30. So the two races were going on basically the entire time, competing with each other for TV rating and TV time. Yeah, 3 laps to go, and Justin Allgaier is catching some lap traffic here. He's catching the back bumper of the number 31 car. That is Blaine Perkins this year, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Blaine Perkins. Yep, Blaine Perkins in the 31 car trying to hold onto that lead lap spot. Who's currently the free pass? Who would be the free pass right now in that final
Oh,
lead lap spot? Oh, and Blaine Perkins gets passed.
and the 17 and the 2 settle that battle between themselves.
Yeah, with 2 laps to go, and the fact that Chase Elliott doesn't earn points, though, I mean, that kind of seems like a little bit of a pointless pass for him outside the fact that it takes 1 point away from Jesse Love. So if you would outpoint, say, the 1 of Carson Kvapil or the 8 of Sammy Smith, that at least makes it a little easier for those 2 drivers to keep up with the 2 of Jesse Love on points. Although I think Jesse Love is just going to win a race here before too long. So it was actually Nick Lights was the driver who previously held the lead lap spot. Actually, no, Blaine Perkins didn't get passed. Never mind. So Blaine Perkins stays on the lead lap. Stage 2 win goes to Justin Allgaier. Eck is coming across the line second. Third will be Chastain. Fourth, Brandon Jones. Rounding out the top 5 will be Harrison Burton.
Do you think it was a good move for Harrison Burton to go back down to Xfinity?
I think so. I think in Cup, I think he definitely looked a little bit over his head, and this is a chance for him to 1, compete for race wins. 2, I think fans will be more excited about him in Cup in, say, 3 to 5 years. If he, say, runs well in Xfinity, maybe even wins an Xfinity championship, about a potential re-emergence into Cup, versus how they would have felt of him if he just stayed in the Cup Series and just slowly developed in the 21 car. And that's assuming that he would have ever developed in the 21 car, which isn't a guarantee. So I think it's definitely the right move. I think it's a similar move to what John Hunter Nemechek did in the when he dropped from the Front Row Motorsports number 36 car all the way down to the Truck Series for Kyle Busch Motorsports, competed for a truck championship, moved his way up to Xfinity, competed for an Xfinity championship, didn't manage to win either one, but was able to be very competitive, win lots of races, and now people are actually somewhat excited about him in Cup, although he is driving for one of the lesser race teams. He's been able to have some good runs so far this year. He's, I think, still 7th in points.
He might do a checkout.
What, is he not 7th in points anymore? Oh, yeah, no, he's a little bit further back. He was 17th, was what I saw. 17th, not 7th. But still, I mean, that's what miles better than the Legacy Motor Club cars had been. And especially when you compare him to his teammate, who Eric Jones has not had the best of seasons and is all the way back in 29th place on points. 17th is a really good job for John Hunter Nemechek. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling though. Let's go through the drivers who have had kind of some of the rougher starts in the NASCAR Cup Series so far this season, and just kind of see which of them you think will have a chance to turn it around after this slow start to the season. So I'm going to go through the guys who I think have realistic chances to at least win a race in their current equipment. So basically that just means I'm not going to include Cody Ware, because Cody Ware is not winning a race in that equipment. So Cole Custer, do you think he has a good chance to turn it around in the remainder of the season? JP?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I mean, I think I know the answer to this one, but Shane Van Gisbergen, obviously, when we get to the road courses later this summer, he will absolutely turn it on.
Yes, he will.
What about Riley Herbst? Obviously, he's a rookie, but I think there's an immense amount of pressure being put on him, considering the fact that Corey Heim looks so good in the Truck Series. It's gonna be very hard pressed for him to hold on to that job.
Yeah.
And especially if Taylor Gray continues to look good, because he looked good last year in this, or he looked pretty good last week at Martinsville. So, do you think Riley Herbst has a good chance to turn it around in the second half?
Not from what I've seen.
All right. How about Noah Gragson in the Front Row Motorsports Ford?
I think so.
All right. How about Ty Gibbs, currently in 31st on points?
Ty Gibbs, I'm gonna go. Sometimes I wonder how long that kid's going to be in Cup for.
Now, for reference, he hasn't been in. He's made less starts in the Cup Series than Chase Elliott when Chase Elliott got his first win. So, and especially considering he's got the last name that will help him even if he isn't able to find victory lane. I think there's no reason that he should be on any kind of hot seat, really. Again, especially when I think that there's other Toyota seats that are going to be hotter.
All guy who keeps the lead off pit road, by the way.
Yeah, Brandon Jones able to jump Chastain for a spot. Christopher Bell able to gain 2 spots on pit road as he jumps up to 5th. So, some good pit work there by the Joe Gibbs Racing pit crews, able to gain their guys a couple spots. Your phone appears to have fallen over.
Oh, it did?
Looks like it.
Okay. That better?
Yep. I say if it's charged now and you want to move it to a better spot potentially, because again now that we're through the first 2 stages, maybe it'll have enough charge to last the rest of the race.
Nope, again, charge.
Oh, it didn't charge at all that entire time?
No.
Even though that was the whole point of it being over there?
Yeah.
Weird.
How's that?
Looks alright. It is in the vertical mode, though, not horizontal.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Alright, now it's in horizontal mode. But your face is kind of half blocked by a pillow or a blanket or something.
There we go.
Alright, now... And you'll just have to make sure that you're blocking the TV. Yep.
Go.
Alright, well, we are chilling out, though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Feel free to let us know which one of the drivers you're rooting for today. Obviously, we know who JP's rooting for with Chase Elliott. For the most part, I don't really have a favorite driver in this race, so I'll probably either go Christopher Bell, but for the most part, I'm just rooting for a good race. Christopher Bell, Carson Kvapil, I'll take either one of them going to victory lane.
Yeah, Carson Kvapil, we both know, have a good relationship with.
Yep.
I still communicate with him, Ryan.
All right. I've never communicated with him. The entire thing, you set up that one.
Oh, yeah.
The only communication I ever had with him was I just happened to be in the Zoom call and ask a few questions. So, but yeah, it was really cool getting to sit down though with Stephen Malazzi earlier this week though for that interview. Hey, car enthusiasts, how's it going? Go Elliott. Elliott spelled with 2 T's, just letting you know. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people rooting on Chase Elliott here today.
Now we're in the final stage of the race. Oh my!
Yep. And I say riding on board with Daniel Dye, and it looks like some piece of debris there has broken the onboard camera there because there's a lot of cracks on it. So, JP, you watching any of the March Madness Final Four tournament? There's a couple of games later today, and I will be streaming the championship game on Monday.
No, I haven't. Who do you think will make it?
I'm hoping for a Florida Duke. I'm hoping for a Florida versus Duke matchup between concerning the Gators and my favorite team. And we got contact on pit road. William Sawalich in the 51 of Jeremy Clements. Jeremy Clements, what was going on there? Because he was well into the other guy's pit box when he made that contact. But here we go. Green flag's out. We're back to racing, and Justin Allgaier back out in front.
With 49 beautiful laps to go.
What did you just say? 49 what?
49 beautiful laps to go.
Okay, I thought you said pitiful laps to go, and I was like, I hope it's not going to be that bad. Because pitiful is not exactly a word you want to be described as. Okay. Yeah, type 2 quick little donate me, guys. Yeah, hey, I totally understand it, yep. Here we go. Ross Chastain and Allgaier dueling it out for the race lead. Ironically, those two drivers both formerly drove for Premium Motorsports, I believe. Who's in the 8 car? The 8 car is Sammy Smith tonight. So, yeah, Sammy Smith has the 8 car here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So, and Sammy Smith is up to the 8th position. So, good on Sammy Smith for that one.
47 to go. Watch Chastain took the lead.
Yeah.
From the 7 of Allgaier, while you were talking about that.
Yep, Melon Man at the first race that I believe he really got on the map for a lot of people when he went toe-to-toe with Kevin Harvick here back in 2018 at the fall Darlington date, although back then it was the only Darlington date for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I remember watching that one as, him and the DC Solar number 42 for Chip Ganassi Racing took it to the 98 Hunt Brothers car for Kevin Harvick, and Kevin Harvick spent the clip of, big slide for Austin Hill, manages to hang on to it, but he's going to lose a couple of spots there. But yeah, you spent the clip of how, oh yeah, you'll never get the Cup racing like that. And now who's the one racing in the Cup Series now? Harvick. I know Harvick retired because he's now in his late 40s, but still, the fact that he went and said that about him and then turned out to be completely wrong. But yeah, man, I can't believe I can't believe Hill actually held on to that. Great move there to hang on to that one. Ryan Sieg just to his outside there. That could have been ugly quick.
That could have been ugly quick. But
yeah, nice guy. A good time to ask. Yeah, hey, again, anytime you guys have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. We try and answer them as quick as we can. But yeah, here we go. The 20 looking to the inside. Brandon Jones trying to dive and make the pass here on Christian Eckes. Moving himself up to the fourth position. Christopher Bell's made his way all the way up to third, so seems like Christopher Bell might have found some of that speed. The next gen helped that. Yeah, the next gen car definitely has helped Ross Chastain, but I definitely feel like he was on pace to make it to the Cup Series, regardless of the next gen car or not. But the fact that he only had really one full year in the Cup Series before the next gen car came, I'm curious to know how he would have done if we stayed in the Gen 6 car instead of going to the next gen car. Although that is a hypothetical fairy tale land that we will never actually know the answer to.
42 laps to go.
Yep, I was say less laps than the total of one stage in the earlier stages here. And I say those laps are going to disappear in a hurry here today. But yeah, so the two matches later on tonight are Auburn versus Florida and Houston versus Duke. So I'm going to be watching both of those and definitely hoping for a Duke versus Florida matchup in the finals because at that point I can't lose. I can either root for Florida, who is my favorite team, or I can root for Cooper Flagg, who, well, is Cooper Flagg. And if you don't know much about Cooper Flagg... Oh, yeah, we got a massive tire rub here on the Sam Mayer machine during a side-by-side caution commercial, not a caution flag. No flag thrown yet. Did you happen to get a chance to see what happened to cause that damage?
No, but it does not look that good right now.
Go Florida, but I like flag. Yep.
As Christopher Bell is looking on the 7 for the second position.
Yeah, he's not really close enough to make much of a move, but yeah. So the reason why I'm a big Cooper Flagg fan, though, aside from Cooper Flagg just being fun to watch, I live about 2 towns over from where Cooper Flagg grew up. So yeah, that's another reason why I love rooting for Cooper Flagg and why he wouldn't be a bad alternate pick if I can't root for Florida Gators.
Wow. I can't believe the 41's still going.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes those tire rubs, they only impact on a corner, but man, he just went right up there and got right next to the wall once again. And maybe, is he trying to break that piece off himself by just running right up against the fence, see if he can get the fence to scrape that bit off and maybe bring out a caution for debris? I mean, hey, that'd be a brilliant move if that was intentional, but... And here we go. Caution flag is out. Caution, caution, caution. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. Either that or my graphics are not updating on the because my on-screen graphics are showing me a caution flag. Yep, there we go. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yep, And I say Christopher Bell closing in. He's actually close enough now where I think he could make a move on Allgaier. But again, we know the caution.
Oh,
Yep, there we go. Taylor Gray. Yep.
couldn't-
Taylor Gray goes for a slide to the infield. So it wasn't a debris caution brought out by the 41 team. But now the 41 can go into the pits and get that looked at. But yeah, it looks like a. Now the question is, was Gray's tire down before he spun, or I'm guessing based on the donut on the side of the car that he might have had some contact in the side of the car that caused him to spin. Again, we'll have to wait for a replay to know exactly what happened,
Yeah.
but yeah, I will say March Madness with the 4 1 seeds all being the number one. Yeah, definitely is a little underwhelming there.
This restart will come with under 35 laps to go.
Yep. Probably it'll be under 30 laps to go if we got 35 to go now here.
Yeah, I guess my math is off, but
Well, I mean, if we're at 35 laps to go right now, I mean, we're going to eat up probably 5-10 laps under the caution flag minimum. Especially if there's, I mean, because the caution for the end of the stages.
They just cut to the 10. The 10 have a problem.
My guess is that the 10 might have been the other end of the Taylor Gray spin. That would be my best guess, is that I think Daniel Dye might have been the cause and effect of Taylor Gray's spin, considering that damage seems to match up.
Yeah. "34 laps to go." Well, and it's the first time that we've done any sort of race together for quite a while.
Yep.
First time for me on YouTube TV.
Yeah, I will say I like the ability to actually be able to sync up the stream so that one of us isn't like 20 seconds ahead of the other one. Although my on-screen graphics are always usually about 2-3 laps ahead of me, and I had to back up to catch up to yours. So
Yep.
Here we go. Everybody coming down pit road for the pit stop here.
Thank you guys for your patience earlier today while we got that.
Yep.
Looks like Allgaier might win the race off pit road.
Yeah, after a really slow pit stop, I'm curious to see. Here we go. No, it looks like it's actually going to be not Harrison. It's going to be Brandon Jones. No, Harrison Burton does jump out ahead. Harrison Burton out ahead of Brandon Jones. Bell out third. Elliott jumps up to fourth. Chastain losing 4 spots. And Allgaier lost a ton of spots. He had a really slow stop on that time around.
Oh, that's why.
Yep. I got the pit gun stuck underneath the splitter and needed to go back for it, which cost him a few seconds, and that is going to really hurt the time. All right, so there we go.
There we go.
But yeah, so again, both. I kind of wish that one of the final 4 games was happening tomorrow or something, but hey, at least I'll know by tomorrow if or by the end of the night tonight, as to whether or not I'm going to have a team in the Final Four to root for, if I'll have two teams in the Final Four to root for, or if I'm just going to be bummed out watching a Houston versus Auburn matchup. Because that would be a worst case scenario Final Four for me. Would be Houston versus Auburn. One, because I didn't think either one of those teams was making it to the Final Four to begin with. And two, I don't really like either of those teams. I actually had Iowa State picked to be one of the teams to potentially upset in round one. Since I know JP likes his Iowa State team.
Yep. And I can do a bracket with you.
Yeah, I filled out a bracket. It's definitely nowhere near good, but I did have Florida and Duke both making it, although I had Tennessee going all the way to the championship game, which clearly they didn't even make it to the Final Four.
I mean, does it surprise you I didn't do one being I am a basketball coach?
Kind of. I mean, I feel like that'd be a fun thing to do. Have a March Madness bracket pool with your with potentially some of the kids that you coach.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a bracket pool with my church, but I filled it out incorrectly, so I ended up with a bracket that was only being judged up against the entire rest of the world.
Oh.
Yeah, and didn't end up getting it put in for the one against the people from my church. So maybe next March.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be cool though to have a near perfect bracket. I also really like the story of the closest we've ever had to a perfect bracket was a bracket that was filled out by accident.
Yeah.
Did you know that the best bracket in history was actually one that was filled out by accident?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, the best March Madness bracket in history was filled out by a dad who was sick like the day before he was supposed to leave for a vacation, so he took the day off from work. Ended up filling out an extra bracket the morning before the tournament started, and then went up to Vermont with his kids to enjoy their vacation. And a couple days in, they get a call from a friend saying that the NCAA had been trying to get in touch with them.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Harrison Burton on the front row here with Brandon Jones. Green flag's out. 30 laps to go as we go green flag racing. And hey, here's another name we haven't mentioned yet today. Connor Zilich up into the top 10. There we go.
Yeah.
And Harrison Burton doing his best disappearing act, as he is already back to 25th. Or not 25th, sorry. He's back to 7th in the 25 car. And the 14 of... the 14 car goes around. Who's the 14? That's Garrett Smithley. To spend another Darlington memory. A driver who has never won a late model race. Goes around there. I think everybody remembers that Kyle Busch quote.
Did the 17 and 9 have a disagreement?
I'm not sure. I'd have to see a replay to know what they're talking about there. All right, here we go. Here's the replay. So the 9 and the 17. So the 17 goes to the outside of 3 wide there. The 9 ends up on the bottom. And okay, so that stack up, I guess, is what led to the... and the 14 gets spun out by the 71 there. Not really sure what the 71 was doing, but
Yeah. But now we got another caution.
Yep. More time to talk about other sports news.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of other sports stuff, it is April, which means the NFL draft is approaching.
Yes, sir.
So, JP, have you picked out a player that you want your Kansas City Chiefs to go after?
No, now that I have YouTube TV, I will be able to keep an eye on that stuff a little bit more because we do have the NFL Network now, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Yep. But yeah, I usually keep up with draft content through I have a couple of different creators I keep up with on YouTube who cover the NFL draft, especially in the build up to the NFL draft. And I'm actually going to be streaming night one of the draft at the very least here on the channel, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, you're always up to something on the Wine Dyer YouTube channel.
Yep. And the draft this year happening out in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's going to be an interesting one for Packer fans. Kind of funny how they did one NFC North team last year with the Detroit, with the draft in Detroit. This year it's in Green Bay. What's next? Is it going to be in Minnesota next?
Yeah.
The draft was just in Kansas City like 2 years ago, JP. I don't think they're going to be going back. Because they don't like to repeat venues that frequently. I think I saw that next year's draft is actually going to be in Pittsburgh. But yeah. Definitely going to be an interesting one.
Yes, it will.
But yeah, I definitely have a specific player picked out that I want that I want my Colts to draft. Definitely want Tyler Warren to fall to us. I will take Ahmed Membu as a backup player, but I really want Tyler Warren. So those are the kind of the two players that I've kind of singled out as players I would like to and that I could reasonably see falling to the Colts picks.
Yep.
Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and again, if you guys appreciate JP's content, he also has a YouTube channel, which is the top link in the description, so feel free to go check that out after this one. So, yep. How many subscribers are you at, by the way, JP? Just curious.
1,419.
Alright, I'm 31 subscribers away from hitting 3,000, so, would love to hit 3,000 by the end of the month. That would be amazing if we could hit 3,000 by the end of the month.
I'd like to hit 2,000 by the end of the month.
How far away are you from 2,000?
1,019.
You're 1,019 away from 2,000?
No, 1,019 subscribers.
Oh, that's how many you're at?
Yep.
So you would need to gain. So you would need to gain 981 subscribers this month. If you were to get to 2,000 by the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, 1,025 would probably be where I would put you at about by the end of the month. Although I don't know any of your upcoming content outside of this potential Hall of Famer interview that you might get.
Well,
But even that, we don't really know. So, yeah, of the double duty drivers right now, we got Bell in second, Chastain in third, Elliott in fourth. So, we got some double duty drivers all around this top five. And then we got Austin Hill back in 12th. So, lights are off on the pace car. We should be ready to go back racing. It'll be 24 laps to go when we take the green. So, we've now had 30 laps of caution. Closing in on another full stage worth of yellows here. Here we go. The fans are on their seat or on their feet here.
And here we go with the cars back up to speed. Green flag is back up in the air.
Yeah, here we go. Jones on the inside. Yeah, Bell and Chastain on that outside. Theoretically, Bell and Chastain, I would imagine that's a much better likelihood of having a good top line. But maybe Bell checked up just a little bit to let his teammate up to the top line here. But again, that's a dangerous game to be playing, especially this late in the race. Because if you let him by and you aren't able to pass him back here, as here we go. Here comes the 9 looking up the inside. The 9 of Ross Chastain looking to the bottom of Christopher Bell. But yeah, anytime you let someone by, Chastain just shoved Christopher Bell into the outside wall, and it looks like Bell might have a tire rub here. To wait and see if that gets worse or if that continues to be that bad. But that is not a good outcome there for Christopher Bell. Here we go. Christian Eck is now looking up the inside on Christopher Bell here as well. But yeah, Bell's car, if he did check up intentionally. Yeah, if he did check up intentionally, that went about as terribly as it could have. Now, I'm not saying he did intentionally check up because Brandon Jones might have just gotten a really good jump on the restart. But yeah, that was a really bad spot there to end up in the outside line. Alright, so there we go. And hopefully that tire stays intact, but if it doesn't, we'll almost certainly see a caution come out for a car going around. Because at this point, I don't think Christopher Bell comes to pit road. I think he waits for that tire to blow and hoping that NASCAR will throw a caution for it.
Here comes the 9 on.
Yeah, that 9 car is on a rail. I don't know what he found, but maybe he put some melon juice in that car because that thing is on a roll here.
20 laps to go here.
Yeah, 20 laps to go, and Ross Chastain takes the lead here. And the Junior Motorsports car is absolutely all over this top 5 here, or top 10. You've got Chastain in first. Yeah, Quapple, Zilich, and Allgaier, 6, 7, and 8. And even Sammy Smith up inside the top 10 now, as he just took over the 10th, now 9th spot from Jesse Love. So there we go.
19 to go. 19.
Yeah, 19 laps to go here. All right, JP, with 19 laps to go, you think Chastain's going to be able to hold on to it, or do you think we're going to see somebody else find a way to win this one? The caution flag flies. Great chance to have a discussion. The Nesquik car also involved. The number 70 Nesquik car also involved here. So I guess you get a chance to think about that for a little bit there. Josh Williams and the number 11 car also involved in this one, but that beautiful number 42 Jimmy Murray throwback involved here in this caution as Anthony Alfredo goes around.
Man.
That is unfortunate.
I guess the drivers have to really think about this race car coming up here. What do you do?
Well, if I'm Christopher Bell, I'm coming to pit road for some tires and having them pull on that fender a little bit.
Yeah?
Now, if I have a fresh set of tires, I don't know. Do you put your fresh set of tires on now, or do you wait for another caution or two to happen? And say that's assuming that you have a fresh set of tires, because I believe that the 25 is out of fresh sets of tires, but I think the rest of the teams should have one extra set.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's Leland Honeyman Jr. climbing out of his number 70 car as he heads to one of the NASCAR safety trucks to go get checked out at the infield care center. But always good to see them walking away under their own power, though.
Oh, man.
Yep.
The mandatory right to the infield care center. And if you guys are new to Ryan's channel and new to me, there will be no content scheduled for the 14th of April for that whole week, as I am having surgery coming up there. So the week of the 14th probably won't have any content.
Alright. Oh man, the Red Sox Cardinals game got delayed. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
Alright, decision time. Here we go. And Chastain leads them all on the pit road. Everybody's coming to pit road. I'm curious, do we see Harrison Burton stay out to try and take the lead since he potentially is out of tires, or does he have a set? If he has a set of tires, that is going to change a lot of things here, but here we go. Brandon Jones, one of the first people to find his pit box. Bell and Chastain not long after that. A 14.5 there for Brandon Jones. Meanwhile, Christopher Bell and Chastain, they're still getting their service done here. And the last driver just finally found his pit stall all the way at the front of pit road here. And oh, we got contact on pit road. Eckes and the 19 colliding there.
Oh, whoa. We have tire issues too, maybe.
All right. Jones gains a spot. Elliott gains 3. Allgaier gaining 4. Carson Kvapil gaining 2. Eckes losing 1. Chastain losing a few. And here we go. The onboard just showing Chastain once again running right into Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell has got to be tired of Chastain at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You can't run into a guy that many times and expect him to not try and pay you back at some point.
Well, so what would be your plan on this restart there, Ryan?
Alright, my plan on this restart. I know, it's a very complicated one. It would be, if I have the choice of lane, I choose the inside lane, I do this thing called pressing the gas pedal, and I turn left.
Yeah?
Yep, that's about my plan. I know. Real cutting edge plan right there. Takes some real brain power to come up with something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, though, I think the real question, because it looks like a couple of drivers may have stayed out. We'll have to wait and see, but it looks like those drivers who just pit are going to be starting as far back as potentially 7th. Which would be putting guys like Brennanpoole, Jeb Burton, and Bilicki potentially out in front. Although, yeah, we might have to wait and see, because that might just be them deciding to pit the second time by to try and cycle themselves further back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way they're out of some of the craziness, so that they weren't in stuff like that. Ross Chastain versus the Chastain versus Bell contact that we just saw.
Yeah.
And those two are restarting pretty close together. What do you expect that we might see here on this next restart? You think we might see Bell versus Chastain go a little bit more physical?
Yeah, possibly. As there's someone what's coming up on the CW next after the Xfinity Series race, and now we are back alive for this restart. Here we are. We got the
So Brennanpoole, Jeb Burton have stayed out up to this point. So has Bilicki, Kyle Sieg. So it looks like Brandon Jones and the rest of the guys on tires are going to be starting in about the 5th position here. Now, the choose code has not happened yet. Which lane do you choose here if you're on old tires? Do you choose the top or the bottom? Let's say you're the race leader on old tires.
bottom.
All right. And if I'm the second car, I'm probably filling that second spot in the outside line. So I'm taking that outside line. Then you'd probably go inside and then outside again. So then, if you're let's say you're Brandon Jones here. You've got 2 cars in each lane here. Which line do you take if you're Brandon Jones? Do you take the bottom here as well, or do you take the top with 2 cars in each lane?
It's hard to tell.
I think I would probably go to the bottom because I think there's more lanes to escape a car spinning the tires versus if you're in the top side.
That's right.
Oh, 3 of them going to the top. 3 of them going to the top, making that an easy choice for Brandon Jones as everybody chooses the inside line. Chastain, the first driver to choose the outside of the drivers who just pit. So, Brennanpoole, Bilicki, and Kyle Sieg all choose the outside lane. I'm kind of surprised to see Kyle Sieg choose the outside lane.
Yeah. You still there, Ryan?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. Sound like you cut out good for a second, so. But here we come. Down the back straightaway to the restart with 12 laps to go in this event. With the guys on old tires, do you think we see another caution clearing one of them?
I think I'd be a little bit surprised if we do manage to get 13 laps green to the checkers here. But here we go. Pace cars off. Field in the hands of the 27 and the 44. The 44 paying tribute to the Looney Tunes machine from 2001 for Jeff Gordon here. As they go green flag is out. We are back to racing. And here we go. Brennanpoole versus Jeb Burton out in front of the field. And we got contact behind already. Some contact, no crash yet. But Nick Sanchez is trying. Nick Sanchez is trying to crash, it looked like, but he ends up getting that thing stabilized and gets himself a little bit of a run here. If we're being honest here, he's actually making a little bit of a run. Jeb Burton still holding on to that lead for now, but he's got a very hungry Brandon Jones to the inside, looking to try and take his first win back at Joe Gibbs Racing.
Yeah.
And there we go. Brandon Jones out in front of the field.
Elliott for second.
Yeah, Chase Elliott's the second. Here comes Allgaier. Justin Allgaier taking the 3rd position away here. So Allgaier gets 3rd. Now you got 3 drivers on fresh tires, all inside the top 3. Can Chase Elliott run down Brandon Jones here in 9 laps? 9 to go. Not a lot of time left here. There we go. The 88 doing a throwback to Dale Jr. Nice to see that. But man, I keep going to call him Harrison Burton. It's Brandon Jones jumps out to a massive lead here, though, as he was the first driver to clear the drivers on old tires. Yeah, I believe we were a lap early. It was 9 laps to go now. It's 9 laps to go. So it is 9 laps to go here. He has a nearly full second lead here over Chase Elliott and Justin Allgaier. Allgaier looking to the bottom on Chase Elliott, trying to take that spot, trying to move the 17 of Chase Elliott back a position, but the more those two fight for position, the easier it'll be for Brandon Jones just to open up an even bigger lead. So this might be the break Brandon Jones has been looking for. I will say I think he's a little bit lucky that Bell didn't end up anywhere near Chastain on that restart. I think Bell would be absolutely tired of Chastain at this point if they end up near each other again.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got the one of McMurray versus the 9 of Chastain. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually the one of Carson Kvapil.
Yep.
But here we go. Carson Kvapil inside the top 5 here, trying to race it out. Again, barring another caution, I think Brandon Jones has a good chance to try and hang on to this one. But again, this race is far from over here. The 51 of Jeremy Clements looking to the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh, good 71.
Yeah, 71 looking to the inside. He was the cause of the last, or one of the earlier cautions. And I'm saying that 19 car has been beaten up, and it has definitely lost much of whatever good was left in that car's body after the contact with the 48 and the other contact that he had earlier in the race. Somehow hasn't cut a tire here, but here comes the 99 looking to the bottom of the racetrack. The 99 is Di Benedetto, throwing it back to Jeff Burton as well.
5 laps to go.
Yep, 5 laps to go here. Taylor Gray still holds on to that lead, holds on to that fastest lap award all the way back in 32nd place while on the lead lap. I don't know if something happened to his car that would have caused him to drop that far back, but yeah, he has dropped a long ways back here. So there we go. Connor Zilic, he's yet to earn a stage point today, but he is in position for a pretty good finish here. 6th place. Certainly nothing to scoff at for the road course ringer there.
Mm-hmm. 4 laps.
4 laps to go, and again, Brandon Jones just has too big a lead right now. I think it's going to be pretty tough for anybody to catch him if we don't get a yellow. And right now, the only thing yellow I see is his car, which I think you can see that car from space with how bright it is.
Yes. Yes, sir. Did Brandon Jones do it? 3.5 laps to go.
Yeah, 3.5 laps to go. 98 races since his last NASCAR Xfinity win at Martinsville in April of 2022. The last time he didn't get a single win in his time away from the Joe Gibbs Racing Machine. Now that he's back, he's looking for a win. 2 laps away. And all he needs is no caution to come out here. He's got a lap and a half to go. A lap and a half, and once we see that white flag, the race will be official. It'll be 1 lap to go, whether it's a checkered or a caution. And here we go. It is going to be the white flag coming out, this time by 1 lap to go. And there we go. The credit 1 to go here. Now, even if the race has a caution, as long as it isn't a caution by the driver Brandon Jones, we will see this one. We'll see the 20 go to victory lane.
And here we go. Off turn number 4. Welcome to the playoffs.
Yep, Brandon Jones gets the win. So there there we go. Brandon Jones, Chase Elliott second, third place. Justin Allgaier fourth, Ross Chastain. And running out your top 5, Carson Kvapil. So there we go. Good job for Carson Kvapil being able to go ahead and take this one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so there we go. But yeah, we'll go down through the full finishing order as we usually do here on the channel. But yeah, those top 10 though, Brandon Jones hangs on for it. For a win that I don't think a lot of us saw coming.
When I sat down to do this race with you, I did not think we'd be talking about Jones winning this race. I thought it was going to be a Christopher Bell type day.
Yeah, although I will say one thing I've noticed about Brandon Jones is that when his Joe Gibbs Racing teammates are fast, he usually is too. When whether it was his time racing against Kyle Busch at Phoenix, when he outdueled Kyle Busch there. When he's raced against Ty Gibbs, whenever Ty Gibbs was really quick, so was Jones. And now today, Christopher Bell and not Eric Jones, but Brandon Jones it seems whenever the teammates are fast, he usually finds a way to be fast too. So we got Brandon Jones, Elliott, Allgaier, Chastain, and Kvapil, who we already went through. Zilich in 6th, 7th Christian Eckes, 8th is going to be Nick Sanchez, 9th Sammy Smith, and rounding out your top 10 is going to be Sheldon Creed. 11th is Jesse Love. 12th place, we find Ryan Sieg. 13th place, where we find Harrison Burton after the cool strategy move he played early in the race to try and get some track position. I think it paid off pretty well for him. I don't know where he was running necessarily before the strategy move, but we talked about him a whole lot more today than I thought we were going to. And then Sam Mayer in 14th, and Jeb Burton rounds out your top 15 finishers. Austin Hill, I believe he was, he was one of the lesser drivers. We barely even mentioned him today amongst the double duty drivers. Daniel Dye coming home in 17th. 18th was Dean Thompson. 19th is where we find Brennanpoole. And Parker Retzloff in the 4, rounding out your top 20. 21st goes to the 51 of Jeremy Clements. Ryan Ellis, 22nd. 23rd, Matt DiBenedetto. 24th place will be Josh Bilicki. And rounding out your top 25 is where we find Christopher Bell in the 19 car. David Starr coming home in the 26th position. Nick Light's 27th. 28th is where we find Blaine Perkins. 29th is where we find Mason Massey. And rounding out your top 30 finishers is Kyle Sieg in the 28th. The 31st spot is where we find Anthony Alfredo. Garrett Smithley in 32nd, 33rd for Taylor Gray, who did hold on to that fastest lap award and ends up as the last car on the lead lap. Greg Van Alst comes home 1 lap shy of the checkered flag in 34th. 35th is where we find William Sawalich. Josh Williams, Leland Honeyman Jr., and Chris Wright all failed to finish the race as they come home 36th, 37th, and 38th place respectively. So JP, any kind of last thoughts you want to give here before we hop off?
No, except for I hope you guys enjoyed the race with us. I hope we did a decent job. Again, I apologize for the lack of setup time we had. Thank you for your patience, and I hope you enjoyed the race.
Yep. All right. Well, I will talk to you later, JP.
Yep.
All right, and there we go. That will round out the things. So let's go ahead and flip on over to this view. And thank you guys for everybody that tuned in for this race. Again, thank you to JP for doing this one with me. But until next time, hopefully you guys knew. And if you guys did enjoy this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. And if you guys haven't already, I would very much appreciate it if you guys would go check out the interview I did. I uploaded it yesterday with NASCAR Truck Series driver Stephen Malazzi. I feel like it was a great interview. Got the chance to sit down with him earlier this week. And yeah, I would love to see you guys check that one out after this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next video. Whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and good.